We got Andre Fili joining me here on the program. Is coming off a huge win this past Sunday over Myles Jury. Andre, I know you got the flu, so I appreciate you doing this, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm sick as a dog, but I'm going straight from my win to Fresno for Combates America, and I'm cornering one of my best friends, Anthony Avila. I believe he's the main event for that card, so that's big for him, man. And yeah, man, fight life just on the road. I'm headed down to Fresno. I feel like I got hit by a truck, but it's all good, man. It's all part of it.
Yeah, so look at you, good teammate and good guy doing this interview. So I appreciate that, man. And you're coming off a big win, like I mentioned off the top. I don't know if you pay attention to the betting odds at all, but you were an underdog heading into the fight. Did you get a bunch of people messaging you about winning some money on that matchup?
Yeah, I had a good amount. One of my buddies, one of my best friends, we call him Smoke Jones. He's a betting savant, if you will. Yeah, but he made a parlay. He made a bunch of good money on that. There was a lot of good underdogs, I guess, on the card. And yeah, he said that he made some good money. I had a couple people hit me up. I love being the underdog, man. Like that's my brand. Like I have a clothing line and stuff. It's called Outcast Underdogs. Like I just embrace that. I feel like even when I'm the favorite, like just the fact that I made it to the UFC, like it's such a slim. Like if you took the odds on me making it out where I'm from, man, like and making this dream come true, it's so slim, man. Like just getting to fight, just getting to live this life, man, is beating the odds. So I enjoy being the underdog. I don't mind being the favorite either, but I think most of my fights I've been the underdog. Most of my fights I've been blue corner. Most of my fights I've been the guy that people are counting out. So yeah, it's comfy for me. I like it. It's a good place to be for me. I don't mind either way.
How much did it help going into this fight with the fact you had two teammates who've already fought Jury in Rick Glenn and Chad Mendez? Did that make a difference in this training camp ahead of the fight?
Yeah, I mean, regardless of who you're fighting, having teammates like that will help for sure. But especially because they've already been in the cage with them. Chad had some good insight, but obviously me and Chad are built very differently. But Chad had some very valuable insight. There was lessons to be learned from that fight, but there was many more lessons to be learned, in my opinion, from his fight with Rick Glenn, my teammate Rick Glenn, who had some real good moments against him. But Myles is crafty, so that gave us a good look at what to look for, what to prepare for, and um, I felt great about this fight. Yeah, I feel good with the win. I felt great going into it. Um, it just wasn't an option, man. I prepared so well for this, and my I'm training physically, and I'm also training mentally, and I'm getting better every day. And like I was gonna win this fight. Like there's no other option. Like I'm going to win this fight, and from now on I got to win every fight from here on out because it's time to start making some noise, climbing the ranks, and get that belt, man. Like I've been doing this for a while. It's time to get my props.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Was there anything about Myles that surprised you in the fight at all?
Oh yeah, it's toughness. I thought he was going to be a lot more evasive. I stuck him with the jab, and he spit blood out at me and said, "Come on," egged me on, and that's the kind of shit I love. That kind of fight, like I love looking right in dude's eyes where he's spitting blood, and I bloodied his nose up, then he jabbed me and bloodied my nose up. It's like, all right, motherfucker, like, so we're gonna fight. Okay, cool. Like I thought he was gonna be on his wheels and try to be a little more elusive, but I found him with the jab, and I don't think he adjusted very well to it because of my fakes and feints, and I think the jab was kept pumping, and in his frustration, instead of being elusive, he tried to pull me into a firefight, and I did just enough to keep the fight fun. Like I got in a little dick measuring contest with him a little bit. It was fun. Second round was pretty crazy, and but then I zeroed back into and stuck back to the game plan. And that's something that I'm really trying to do more is fight exciting. I've never been in a boring fight, and I never will be. I'll always put exciting fights on for people. But it's also at this point in the career, it's also about fighting smart.
Did Benito's loss impact you at all earlier in the night, or was that just something you had to put out of your head going into your fight?
No, I mean it sucks. That's my little bro, man. I love Benito like family. Like that's really my little brother. I've been cornering Benito since he was like 16 years old, fighting chicken coops at some fucking casino in the middle of nowhere. Like that's my boy, man. And it hurt to see him get that loss, but I also told him, man, I put my arm around him. I told him I loved him. I told him I was proud of him. I told him, like, in a way, like, as much as it hurts, like, everything I say to him, I told him everything I say to you is because I love you. And in a way, I'm relieved for you because you got it out of the way now. Like 13-0 is awesome, but it's also this huge emotional weight to carry, you know? And now basically the worst thing that could happen to him, he got subbed in the first round in front of a very important fight. Now he has opportunity to fix things and build and come back. And that's something that I've learned as I've gotten a little more mature in my career. Well, I'd like to think I'm mature a little bit. Is it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint, man. It's a marathon. And, like, you know, if you're in the UFC, you're probably gonna have some ups and downs, and you're probably gonna be doing this for a long time. So you can't get too high with the highs, and you can't get too low with the lows, man. It's like Faber always says, water off a duck's back. You got to just roll with the punches, man. Like literally and figuratively, you got to roll with the punches, man. It's like come back stronger. He's young. He's gonna have a great career. He's gonna be a champion. He's gonna be a legend, you know. But right now, he's 23, like 24. Kids got time, you know, and that's just something I wanted to let him know.
Does he ever get upset? He seems like the nicest guy. Like anytime I've interviewed him, that guy like never breaks a smile. It seems like he's always in a good mood.
Dude, he just loves to fight, and he loves to make the people around him proud. And he doesn't have a mean bone in his butt. When he's fighting, he's a sick little prick, dude. He's gonna try to kill you. But when he's not fighting, if he's not in the cage with someone, he's the nicest kid, man. Like he's one of the best people I know. I've never seen him be mean to someone. Like I've never seen him. I've seen him mug people he's gonna fight. I've seen him talk trash to people who talk trash to him. I've seen him get in people's face and they stare down. That's all part of the sport. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the fight. I've never seen him be mean to someone in real life. Like not one time in over a decade. Like he's just a good kid. And he wants to make his people proud, and like that energy is infectious, man. Like that's just someone you want to be around all the time.
Speaking of good people, there's a great photo of you and your manager after the fight, Jason House. I know you guys have been working together for a couple of years now. How has that been? And just what has he added to your career just since you've begin working with him?
Man, he's added so much positivity, and he has a lot of knowledge about this game. You know, not necessarily like, you know, he is like a jiu-jitsu brown belt or black belt or something. Like he knows how to fight, but he knows so much about the game outside of the cage. There's a whole nother world to this game that is interesting, and it's appealing to me as a person, but it's something that I've seen a little bit of, and I've seen a little bit of, and I'd like to get into maybe later in my life. But you know, right now it's just so much easier and better, and it's just a weight off your shoulders when you can have someone that you trust to just go, okay, I'll take care of the shit in the cage, I'll do my job, and you do your job with the stuff behind the scenes that most people don't even see. And he's just he's on it, man. He's just on it. He's always working for me, and I got a lot of love for him, man. He's a great manager. That's kind of been a reoccurring theme of this whole camp, is like really breaking it down and compartmentalizing things. Like, which is gonna sound contradictory, breaking things down and compartmentalizing jobs, but also including everyone on the same page. So like, I have a striking coach. His job is to make me the best striker I can be. I have a wrestling coach and a jiu-jitsu coach. Their job is to make me the best grappler that I can be. My job is to blend everything together on fight night. Jason House's job is to make sure that all the behind the scenes stuff runs smooth. And now we just got this well-oiled machine where everyone trusts everyone to do their job, and everyone has love for each other and enjoys working together, and we're having fun. There's a synergy in the room, and there's trust, there's love, there's a brotherhood, there's a camaraderie, and that's invaluable to me, man. That's really a big deal to me. And yeah, it was just everything was just on point that night, and I'm excited to do it more.
Certainly look like it. What's next, and who do you want to fight next? Do you have sort of that idea yet? I know you got the flu right now. Probably the head's a little hazy, but any ideas for what's next?
Right now, I'm fighting this flu, and then after that, I'll be fighting my. After that, I'll be fighting my fucking demons, because I got all this junk food that's calling to me, but I'm trying to stay skinny. My girl is like my girl's like a fitness instructor. She owns her own studio in Woodland, California. It's called Fit Within. And they just kill it. Like they do these crazy like kettlebell and animal flow workouts, and she's just in such good shape all the time. So when I'm in fight camp and like I have little abs poking out, I'm like, yeah, like we're both in shape, feels good. And then right after the fight, I start to get chubby, and she stays in shape, and it just feels terrible to watch my abs. Like she's in such good shape, and and I just like a bag of shit for like 2 weeks after the fight. And so that's the first fight is fighting my instincts to eat every piece of pizza and Reese's and breakfast burrito in sight.
Okay, fair enough. And yeah, like summertime, is that sort of what you're aiming at as far as a return, or do you want to return a little bit sooner?
Nah, man, sooner for sure. I'm trying to get 4 in this year. I want to go quarterly, basically. I want to be in that cage every 3 months, every 2 months. Yeah, like right back to it. Stay healthy. That's a huge part of why I'm not eating bad. I'm not letting my weight balloon up. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it reasonable. I'm going to keep the size and the strength. I felt really good. My frame felt really good. This fight, I felt strong. I'm going to keep working my strength conditioning coach Amadeo Novella and keep the gains going and just stay ready. Just stay ready.
And as far as your next opponent, do you leave that up to Uriah and Jason as far as what's next, as far as who you'd like to face next?
Like I said, I've included all my coaches on the same page. Like we're all in a big group message, and so when someone has a question, you ask it there. If I have an idea, I can put it in one place where all my coaches can go, yeah, it's a good idea, or no, that's fucking stupid, or like, oh man, I wish we'd have done this before. That's perfect. Like we're all on the same page, and so um, yeah, ultimately, I think I have the final say in the person I fight next, but it's important that I consult with my coaches, and because I respect their opinion, they're not just coaches. They're like, they're all like big brothers to me. So um, they know they have my best interest, and uh, like I'm the only one fighting, but man, there's so many people that help me get there. So I always make sure I talk to them first.
What's this about you wanting to fight Stone Cold Steve Austin? What happened there?
Oh man, well the media just kept pressuring me about the next fight. Like they wanted me to call someone out so bad, and that shit's cool, but sometimes it's corny to me the way that people go about it, and I just didn't want to do any corny shit, man. Uh, so I just kind of made a stupid joke and called out Stone Cold in a Hell in a Cell. I think it was actually a Hell in a Cell, loser leaves town. It's like if
You got to have some implications if you're gonna call it Stone
yeah,
Cold. So you
yeah,
played it right.
100%. The thing about pro wrestling, man, is it's just like fighting the best fights, the best wrestling matches. They tell a story. They got a narrative, So I gotta stack the chips, man. I gotta make it important. So when me and Stone Cold square off in the squared circle and we get to wrestling, it really means something. You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense. I take it you were a pro wrestling fan growing up.
Man, I love pro wrestling. Yeah, not. I'm not super into the pro wrestling now. I still really love it. I just don't watch it as much. A lot of my friends are, and my buddies, man. My buddies in the Rascals, dude, they're killing it. The Rascals, shout out to the Rascals, dude. They just, man, Zachary Wentz, Desmond Xavier, Trey Miguel, they're the dopest tag team out right now. So go watch them on TNA, on Impact Wrestling, and I love pro wrestling. Pro wrestling's the reason I'm a fighter today.
Okay, would you ever consider going into it after your career's over?
I'm not sure I got the legs for it. I gotta get some. I gotta get some leg gains on me. But yeah, man. I would love to. I would love to do some pro wrestling matches when I'm all done winning this world title and building a fight legacy. Yeah, I would love to.
Would you want it now? Here's the big question: would you want to be a baby face or a heel? Would you want to be a good guy or bad guy?
I'd like to sort of follow that like Rocky Maivia early,
Right. Yeah. Okay.
like Nation of Domination days. You get in, you put the work in as a heel. You get people to kind of win. You win some people over as a heel. They want to like you, but they just can't. And then you make that turn. You become the people's champ. And get everybody on your side, and then you just baby face it to the top. I think that's the formula. That's kind of me. That's kind of me in real life, anyways. I grow on you. I'm like ringworm. You get me at first, and you just can't stand me. And then after a couple years, you're like, well, I guess he's sticking around. I might as well name him and feed him, and you know what I'm saying? Like I grow on people. So I think that's my trajectory for pro wrestling. Uh, Heel, and then epic babyface turn. You know what I mean?
Well, again, Andre, congratulations on the win. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, I just want to shout out all the people who love and support me, man. Who put up with me every day. Virus, Rev Gear, Pierce Labs, um, and there's on it. There's people who support me, support this stream. VVS pens, man, and Stony app. So there's a new app called Stony app. If you're in Sacramento or you're in Southern California, you get your cannabis delivered. It's basically Postmates for cannabis, and you get same day delivery, same night delivery. So shout out to those boys, and man, just thank you to all my friends, family, everyone who puts up with me. Basically, it ain't always the easiest thing, but I love you guys. I love everybody.